Welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this hat for babies between 3 and 6 months old. Now, I made this little hat to match the little set that I showed you for baby girls between 3 and 6 months old, which includes the little coat, the baby dress, and the diaper cover. If you want to see these tutorials, just click the little lamb next to my channel name and it'll take you to my main channel page. You'll find the tutorials there. Now, the little hat that we're going to make in the tutorial is for babies between 3 and 6 months old, but you can easily make it for any size, any age. Down here in the information box, I'm going to leave some standard sizes for head circumference and height for your hat, so be sure to check that out. Also, if you prefer a written pattern, check out my Etsy shop. I'll be adding the written pattern there as soon as it's ready. Okay, let's get started, and don't forget, all of my tutorials are always in English and in Spanish. Thanks for watching! Okay, to crochet this hat, I'll be using this 5mm crochet hook, and today I'm using this Aran weight yarn. You can also use any number 4 yarn or 10 ply. Now, the actual color that I'm going to use to make the little hat is in the color raspberry, which is the same color that I used to make the little jacket and the diaper cover. Here, to begin, the first thing that we're going to make is the brim. I have 7 chains. If you want your brim wider, then go ahead and add more chains. If not, take away chains. So here, to begin, on the second chain from the hook, I'm going to make a single crochet into the next chain, and so on until I have 6 single crochets. That's 4, 5, 6. Now turn, chain 1, and we're going to repeat, but make sure that you go through the back loop. 6 single crochets. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Turn, chain 1, and repeat. Through the back loop of each single crochet, make a single crochet. This is how you're going to continue. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but continue like this and continue watching. I'll let you know how many rows I'm going to do for the brim. So I will meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I finished making the brim. I did a total of 54 rows. Now this here, without stretching or anything, it's measuring about 38.5 centimeters, which is about 15 inches. Now you can make this hat for any size, any age, using any yarn with any hook size. The important thing here is when you do your brim, make sure that it's in multiples of 6. Now, down here in the information box, I'm going to leave some information like the head circumference and height that your hat should be. So you can make this hat for any size, any age. Make sure to check that out. Okay, so here to continue, the one we're making is for 3 to 6 months. So what we're going to do here is we're going to join both sides. Insert your hook here through the first chain, and then grab this loop here, bring it through the front, chain 1, insert your hook again through the first stitch here and through the back loop of the first single crochet. Grab a loop and make a slip stitch. Same thing into the next chain through the back loop of the next single crochet and make a slip stitch. This is how we're going to join both sides. So continue, and I'll meet you once this part here is done to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I finished joining both sides. This is what it looks like. Now we're going to chain 1. And here what we're going to do is we're going to make 2 single crochets on top of each one of these rows here that you can see the little ridge here. So beginning into this first row here, I'm going to make 2 single crochets right along the very top. Skip this row and into the next where you see the little ridge, I'm going to make 2 single crochets. Here in this row of single crochets, I'm going to be left with a total of 54 single crochets, which is the same number of rows that we did. So this is all I'm going to do here, just 2 single crochets all around. Continue, and I'll meet you at the end of this row. I'm here at the end of this first row of single crochets. I have 54. To finish this, go on top of the first single crochet and join with a slip stitch. Now for the second row, we're going to chain 1 and into this same stitch here, make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 and into the next single crochet, make a shell. Each one of these shells is going to consist of 4 double crochets. That's 3, 4. Now chain 1, skip 2 single crochets and into the third, make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 single crochets and into the next, make a shell. Chain 1, skip 2 single crochets and into the next, make a single crochet, chain 1, skip 2 single crochets and into the next, make a shell. This is all we're going to do for the rest of this second row. Continue and I will meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this second row. Here to finish, I have my last shell. Now chain 1 and here on top of this first single crochet, join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finished this second row. Now for the third row, we're going to turn. Do not chain or anything, just turn. And here we have the first shell. We have 4 double crochets. Into the first double crochet, make a front post slip stitch. Now chain 3. Into the next double crochet, work a front post double crochet, chain 1, and into these next 2, make a front post double crochet. Again, we have the next shell, work 2 front post double crochets, chain 1, 2 front post double crochets. And this is all we're going to do for each one of the shells. Continue and finish this third row and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this third row. To finish this row, we're going to go here where we have these 3 chains and into the third chain here, make a slip stitch. This is how I finish the third row. From here on, we're going to repeat these 2 rows, the row of shells and the row of front post double crochets. So for the fourth row, I need to do the row of shells. So we're going to chain 1 and turn, and into this space here, we're going to make a single crochet, chain 1. Now inside each one of the shells, we're going to make shells. So make 4 double crochets. Now chain 1 and in the middle of the 2 shells right here, make a single crochet, chain 1, and inside the next shell, make a shell. Chain 1 in the middle of the 2 shells, make a single crochet, chain 1, and inside the next shell or the chain 1 space, make a shell. Continue like this all around for this fourth row and I'll meet you at the end. I'm here at the end of this fourth row. This is where we did shells. Here at the end, I did my last one. Now chain 1, and to finish, we're going to go here into this last single crochet and join with a slip stitch. And this is how I finish the fourth row. Now, like I said, from here on, we're going to repeat these 2 rows, the row of front post double crochets and this row of shells. So for the 5th row, I need to do the row of front post double crochets. So here we're going to turn. Don't chain or anything, just turn. We have the first shell, we have 4 double crochets. Into the first double crochet, make a front post slip stitch. Now chain 3, and into the next double crochet, make a front post double crochet, chain 1, and then 2 front post double crochets. Now we have the next shell, same thing, 2 front post double crochets, chain 1, 2 front post double crochets. And this is all we're going to do for this 5th row. Now to finish this row, remember that you go here where we have the 3 chains, and into the 3rd chain you're going to join with a slip stitch. Then for the 6th row, you're going to repeat the row of shells. So you're going to chain 1, turn, and then immediately into that first space, make a single crochet, chain 1, and then do your row of shells. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do here for the rest of the hat, but continue watching. I'll let you know exactly how many rows we're going to do. So I will meet you at the end of that row. Okay, I'm almost done with the hat. I have done a total of 8 rows. So from here to here, there's 8 rows. That's 2, 4, 6, 8. My last row here is the row of shells. Now it's measuring from the top of this last row to the bottom here. It's measuring about 4.75 inches, which is about 12 centimeters. Now I still have 3 to 4 centimeters left for the total height here. If you're making this hat for any other size using the measurements that I gave you, you need to start to reduce when you have about 1 to 1.5 inches left from the total height, which is about 3 to 4 centimeters. So here, to start to reduce, this is what we're going to do. For row 9, I'm going to turn here. We're going to go here into the first double crochet of this first shell, make a front post slip stitch. Now chain 3, and into these next 3 double crochets, work a front post double crochet. This is going to help reduce, so all I'm going to do for each shell here is 4 front post double crochets. And that's how we're going to continue for this 9th row. Continue all around, and we'll meet you at the end to show you what we need to do next. Okay, I'm here at the end of this 9th row. Now to finish, we're just going to go here on top of the 3rd chain and join with a slip stitch. Now for the 10th row, we're going to turn here. We're going to make 3 slip stitches. We have these 2 double crochets, so make a slip stitch on each one, and then a slip stitch in the middle of these 4 double crochets right here. Now we're going to chain 3, and in the middle of these 4 double crochets, make a double crochet. Jump to the next shell. In the middle of these 4 double crochets, make a double crochet. In the middle of the next shell, double crochet. In the middle of the next, double crochet, and so on. And here is the 3 chains that I did. Now to finish here, we're going to go into the 3rd chain right there, and we're going to join with a slip stitch. And here's the 9th row. I have 9 double crochets, so now just cut your yarn and pass your yarn through this last loop here. And here we're going to be left with this hole. So to close this hole, we're going to use a needle here, and we're going to go all around. We're going to skip one and into the next, insert your needle, skip one and into the next, and so on, all around. Okay, there. Now pull, or actually before you do that, insert your needle on the inside, and then we're going to pull here to close this hole. Perfect. And now we're just going to go all around again, just reinforce this all around to make sure that the top here doesn't open, and that is all we're going to do. There, so now I'm going to cut the yarn here, and let's see how it looks. Perfect. That's what it looks like. Now if you want this here to be more closed, then instead of making 1 double crochet in the middle of the 4 double crochets, you can also go into this space here and make 1 more double crochet. That way you end up with more double crochets all around, and then you do the same thing that I did here to close the top. And here's the little hat. It's all done. I'm going to go ahead and add a little pom-pom to my little hat, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks on one of my little models. Okay, so here's the finished hat. This is the color that I actually used, and here's the one that I just showed you in the tutorial. I added the little pom-pom. It's absolutely beautiful. These pom-poms I purchased from Amazon. I'll go ahead and leave the link in the information box. So here's the finished hat. Now this set is all done. Here's the little coat with the little dress and the matching diaper cover. If you want to see any of these tutorials, just click the little lamb down here next to my channel name, and it'll take you to my main channel page. You will find the tutorials there. Comment below and let me know if you want me to make a matching hat for mommy and baby. I can easily make a hat like this for adults, so let me know. Okay, so this was today's tutorial. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.